Imagine just waking up tomorrow, stepping out your front door, and realizing the world you've always known is completely gone. What if the world in 2050 becomes totally, utterly unrecognizable? Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're peering into a very near, rapidly approaching future and taking a hard look at the mind-bending innovations that are literally about to rewrite the human experience. So let's dive right in. We're decoding the world in 2050, technology, space, and the global power shift. I am so excited to guide you through this because we're going to explore exactly how the next couple of decades are poised to reshape not just our gadgets, but our geopolitics, our biology, and our actual place in the solar system. It's going to be a wild ride. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the accelerating future. Then, look at the AI and robotics revolution, followed by the transport and computing evolution. After that, we'll zoom way out to space and the tech war, and finally, bring it back down to Earth with two scenarios for Pakistan. All right, let's hit Section 1, the accelerating future. Here is a really powerful truth to ground us. Technology is accelerating exponentially, right? We aren't just taking baby steps forward anymore, we are taking massive compounding leaps. Think of it like folding a piece of paper. If you were to fold a standard piece of paper in half 42 times, its thickness would literally reach the moon. That is the sheer compounding velocity of modern innovation we're dealing with here. What used to take a century of human trial and error, now it takes a decade. And what takes a decade today, well, that might take mere months by the time we approach 2050. The future isn't just coming, it is rushing toward us at a speed that's going to fundamentally alter our reality. Moving right along to Section 2, the AI and robotics revolution. Now, the crucial concept driving this entire revolution is AGI, artificial general intelligence. And listen, we aren't talking about some smart algorithm that casually recommends your next movie. We're talking about AI systems that can match or completely surpass human cognitive capabilities. By 2050, AGI will be capable of automating high-level cognitive tasks across the board. Just imagine an AI acting as your hyper-advanced personal assistant, flawlessly managing your entire life. Or think about AI doctors diagnosing complex illnesses with a precision that easily outpaces human physicians. We're looking at tireless AI teachers providing perfectly customized education to every single student. It is, quite simply, a total revolution of the mind. And while AGI handles all that cognitive heavy lifting, robotics will step right in for the physical labor across our most critical sectors. Manufacturing and factories, fully autonomous. The entire global supply chain and logistics, it'll essentially run itself. We're going to rely heavily on robotic aids in healthcare, which will be absolutely crucial for assisting an aging human population. And yes, finally, we are actually going to have consumer robots in our homes that will seamlessly do your laundry and wash your dishes. The physical human labor in these areas won't just be assisted by tools anymore, it's going to be completely automated. Which brings us to Section 3, transport and computing evolution. In this near future, we are completely replacing traditional vehicles with what is essentially a frictionless matrix of movement. Picture this: self-driving cars smoothly handling all the urban and suburban roads. Meanwhile, flying taxis will conquer the skies for city-to-city trips, just bypassing all that congested urban traffic entirely. Add in hyperloops for lightning-fast ground travel between distant cities, and autonomous drones dropping off last-mile deliveries right at your front door. You're looking at a totally layered, fully autonomous network that redefines exactly how humans and goods get around. But wait, how do we actually, biologically, keep up with a world moving this fast? Well, the answer lies in brain-computer interfaces. We're talking about direct communication pathways between your brain and external, next-generation quantum computers. These quantum machines are going to process data at speeds that are entirely unimaginable to today's tech. So you won't just be staring at a screen, typing on a keyboard to use a computer. You'll sync with the data directly through your own neurology. It's almost like downloading a skill instantly. Total Matrix style. All right, zooming out now to Section 4, space and the tech war. By 2050, space is definitely no longer just a playground for government astronauts. Private space companies are driving a massive, awe-inspiring off-world expansion. We're looking at vast satellite networks completely blanketing the Earth in high-speed connectivity. We're talking about fully functioning permanent moon bases acting as bustling industrial hubs and launch pads. And the absolute pinnacle of this era, the actual ongoing colonization of Mars. You guys, humanity is legitimately becoming a multiplanetary species. However, to power this incredible future, we're facing a multipolar global technology war. The United States, China, and Russia are locked in a fierce, ongoing competition to lead and control all of this futuristic tech. This race spans everything from AI dominance to ultimate space supremacy. The geopolitical map of 2050, it won't be drawn by physical land borders or traditional military might anymore. It is going to be dictated entirely by who leads the technology sector and who controls the underlying digital infrastructure of the globe. Which leads us to our final part, Section 5, 2 scenarios for Pakistan. For developing nations, and we'll look at Pakistan as a prime example here, we are looking at a really stark crossroads. Scenario A represents a failure to invest heavily in technology, which, frankly, leads to rapid obsolescence and economic stagnation, while the rest of the world just races forward in this new economy. Scenario B is the exact opposite. It's about seizing this pivotal moment and completely transforming the country into a major AI and software hub. It's a binary choice, really. You're either left behind or you're building a booming digital economy. So, to actually achieve Scenario B, specific socioeconomic foundations are absolutely mandatory. It has to start with modernized education. We need to be teaching the digital skills of tomorrow right now. Then, there has to be mass AI adoption across all local industries. This strong foundation then scales up to major software exports, turning the nation into a global digital vendor. And all of this has to be supported by a thriving startup ecosystem to foster continuous homegrown innovation. This right here, this is the blueprint to survive and thrive. The future will not belong to the strongest nations. It will belong to those who build tomorrow. The stakes simply couldn't be higher. The nations and the individuals who merely react to these impending changes are going to be swept away by them. The true power of 2050 lies not in historical military might, but firmly in the hands of the builders, the coders, and the innovators who decide to act right now. Which brings us to the ultimate question I want to leave you with today. Which scenario will you help build for 2050? Because as technology accelerates faster than we can even comprehend, you're either going to be a passive observer or an active architect. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep focusing on the future, and I'll see you next time.